not great. Guys, so today we're gonna tackle this death trap up here, which is a long time coming. So hopefully no one kills themselves today. And I've enlisted a friend to help. He's grabbing the power cord right now. And hopefully we'll be able to see what's going on up here. All right, so this is what we're dealing with.
So to spare you guys some of the nitty-gritty details here and us just contemplating back and forth what to do with this immensely heavy potential mousetrap for humans, I've sped up this. If you are interested in watching the conversations that we did have in this nitty-gritty situation, a uncut version of this video will be available on the members only area. But essentially, we're just pulling this thing down and seeing how it's attached and how we go about removing it.
Ooh. What? The screaming? The screaming of the children across the street? Yeah. That's outside.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Place gives me just a little bit of the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, really? Nah.
So this ladder is actually attached by these two tension steel wire, and it is connected to a torsion spring, very similar to something you would see on a garage door. And one of the biggest problems you have here is these springs store an immense amount of energy, so you don't want that to snap and then just hit you in the face, especially with a metal wire here. So first, we have Michael go up there and kind of look at the hinge screws, if they're loose and if there's any way to kind of like loosen them. Then we kind of go along the backside and see if we can actually knock the hinges out, like the hinge pins out, which both don't tend to work very well. This ladder has been here for a long time, but the hinges are completely like detached from the actual wood ledger up here. So we're just trying to remove this. We don't want this to fall on anyone, especially especially any guests we might have over. So we actually took this off before that Halloween party, and one of the big safety concerns was this might fall and actually injure someone. So that was always a concern. Sorry, this is a little bit of OCD I have. I just cleaned this floor, so all this paint flaking, I had to sweep a bit just to kind of get out of the way. But eventually we decided it's probably best if we just remove these tension rods. As it's moved up, there's less tension on them, and there's a hook area that you can hook them on. So that's one side removed, and then I removed the other side. Later on, we're just going to let this drop slightly. I opened that door over there, so just in case it drops, it still hits that and it doesn't fall on somebody. So now, in a relatively controlled manner, we do drop this down. One thing I should have done was I should have run a couple of screws into this extendable ladder area so it didn't decrease. But Michael was scared of actually coming up here and unscrewing this. He was afraid this was just going to collapse right on him. And we drew straws, and I drew the short straw, so here I am doing this. And this is definitely not OSHA approved and not very safe, so please don't follow my example. But I figured this wasn't that heavy, and I put that that hammer there to try to catch the upper staircase so it didn't fall. But little did I know I actually did it in reverse, so it still came down. And here it is, successfully down, nice and safe and leaning up against the wall, though I still run into the steel cable every now and then.
All right, guys, so a couple weeks ago, we took down this staircase, and it was a hazard as falling down, but we never got to the roof. And every light on this floor does not work. So I don't know if it's a bulb issue or something else. I will be replacing light fixtures here, but it's broad daylight. It's like noon right now, and it is very, very dark. So the goal of today is to get up there and go inspect that roof. I brought my trusty Vevor portable ladder because my shoulder hurts like really bad. And that is the lightest ladder I have. So hopefully it should be fine. I'm gonna try to get up there. I should get a flashlight, and you guys can join me soon. All right, let's give it a shot.
Though not the most secure and stable ladder, this thing has been kind of cool just because it's pretty easy to move around. So if you just need to peek your head up there real quick, this thing was great. I'll leave a link in the description if anyone is interested, but it is not the most stable.
Let's try not to fall off here. And let's bring you guys up. So, theories were correct. This is the fire hose. All right, that's the fire hose. And here's the closet, right? So that's a closet. Once we go up there, hopefully one-handed, I don't kill myself. Alrighty. Number one, there's insulation up here. Here's the joists. There's some cork, some fiberglass. I see light from over there, so those may be those vents. Here's the interesting part. Look at that. There's a big old motor over there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's a big old motor. That must be for the dumbwaiter. And then there's a huge vacuum extractor here and a massive 220 line there. Oh, this is gonna be sketchy. All right, and here is our roof access hatch. So, ouch, that was my knee. Ooh, oh, all right. Oh, okay. Spiderweb just came in my mouth. Oh, all right. Whew. All right. Here's a roof. This is funny because this is not exactly a small step up. Alrighty, we're on the roof, and give you an idea. That's pretty. It's got to be a good 5 feet. All right, so here are some things we want to inspect. Well, number one, this needs to be fully repointed. You can see how bad this is. Like, ooh, they definitely tried to repair this multiple times. Wow, it actually faced off the brick. Okay, that's fun. It is good there's screens on these, even though they look very homemade. All right, that's metal. This has completely fallen off as well. It looked like they just tried to polyurethane seal this, which is not great. That's not great. Yeah, this completely needs to get remade, redone. There's a lot of bubbling on this rock. Also not ideal. And you can see here's a source of some of the leaves going down too. All right. This looks like it was sealed up at some point. All right. There's that disgusting patch of wet leaves. I mean, most of the scuppers look okay. The roof is old, and a lot of these rocks are very seriously embedded into the ground, which isn't great. That is sketchy. And you can see the neighbors over there doing roofing. This might be a bathroom vent. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Some of this has chipped. This looks like terracotta. There is no cap on this. Is that something we have to worry about? Oh, it's about that long, or that long. I'll try to measure it. It's about up to my scar. Yeah, that one's really bad over there. This is our skylight, which seems okay. It does seem like the roof does slope properly, which is good news. So that's good news, bears. This would have been easier to repair because it's a lot closer. This is going to be rough just because it's so far away. I don't know if that will be able to bear weight. I don't know if that'll be able to bear weight, but in theory, I suppose you could put a scaffold across this and repair this. And then the outside, you need scaffolding as well. But you can see the brick is all deteriorated. Realistically speaking, I don't think this one's been in use for a really long time. I don't know if it would be a bad idea to just knock it down to, let's say, roof level and then just cap it completely since it's no longer being used. That's also a possibility. I mean, that's going to be a lot more work, but I suppose in the future that'd be a lot less work just because you don't have to worry about maintaining this anymore. But they did not do a super great job here. This big piece did fall off. I do have it in the back. You can see some of the flashing repair on the other roof. That looks terrible. I mean, this roof doesn't leak right now, but I'm starting to feel like the amount of, like, look at this, what is this? Like just asphalt balls. I'm starting to feel like the amount of roofing material I purchased may not be enough for this entire roof. So that's, I mean, you do see cracking in this this roofing material here where they seamed it together. You do see, I guess they just didn't care because this looks like melted or burned roofing material that just leaked straight into the downspout here, and no one bothered to clean that up. And then, oh, I don't know what this is. Like, it just looks like they tried to bend it over, but it also looks not great. I think I might put some caps on some of these, but all of these look like they've ooh, that spot's crunchy. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, that is a definite soft spot in the world of roofs. All right, I'm gonna make note of that mentally. This flashing here is deteriorated. I can stick my finger in there. This flashing can be fingered, which is not great. I will say this up here at least is a little easier on the knees just because, you know, it's open. So I think I may try to come up here with a scraper and start scraping some of this roofing rock off tomorrow and start power washing and prepping. How does a twig get all the way up here? This. How does this get up here? Right? There's no trees. Well, I mean, there's that one. But also, it's a future Jason problem to worry. Ooh, I just fell on the other roof. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. This is not great. I mean, this is immediate. This needs to be fixed immediately. I think all the flashing realistically around all the roofing areas need to be fixed relatively immediately just because it's cracking quite a significant amount. It is asphalt. Oh, there's a bubble here. Oh, yep. There's a bubble here. I was gonna say, they definitely didn't put that in intentionally. And that's another question, to cut or not to cut.
So this is called a roof blister. These are pretty common in flat roofs when moisture gets underneath the roof or the substrate has delaminated from the decking. In this case, I don't know if that's the case or not. General wisdom would say you don't want to cut a huge hole in a place that doesn't leak, even though if there's a bubble, and create a huge potential for a leak in the future. But there are a few of these along the roof, including that soft spot, and I think it might be better to open it up and see what's going on. Generally, if people repair these because the asphalt has come off, like the rock on top of the asphalt has come off, and it's more susceptible to UV damage. But if you look along this roof, it doesn't have any rock along the side anyways, so this isn't a massive concern. But I think I will remove this or cut this open after I remove this drip edge here to see if what's the underlying condition of this. And I know that's opening another can of worms, but I mean, you want to do it right if you're going to do it right.
Because you cut that, you know you're opening another can of worms. I'll have to redo the edge here. If you don't cut, I suppose you just have an airbag here. I mean, the silicone will go over it, no problem. And the silicone won't have an issue with, you know, with the flexibility because it will be more flexible. It's just that, is that something you want to deal with? I guess it's not bothering anything right now. And then there is definitely a spot right here that is pooling. So you can tell right here, there's all these leaves and everything here. So there's a pooling spot. Oh man, same thing. Look at that. They just let that material build up here. So, I mean, this needs to be cut down and, you know, smoothed out for sure, but not great. So there's leaves in there. There are leaves in here. Also, wow, this one seems clogged even. Ooh, let's give it a gander. And I just cleaned. Oh yeah, this is super clogged. Oh yeah, that's not clogged. Okay, now it's unclogged. Oh, this is painful. I just cleaned the leaves down there too. I just did it. Oh. Okay, that's not great. I'm not sure if you can see there's a hump here. And that's what's catching the leaves. And that hump, once again, you guessed it, is all this melted asphalt material, which begs the question, there's one over here that keeps on dripping. Is that from, yep, that's exactly what that is. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh. Yep, the piece just fell out, so you can see very nicely there. Ah, man, all of this needs to be chiseled out. Yeah, you can see how this was done. It's not great. Hey, it's a section I redid. Still looks pretty good. It is getting like staining from like the slate, which I'm not ecstatic about. And you can see the asphalt bleed through in certain areas. But I mean, it's holding water, and that's all that matters. And look at that, what the craziest thing. A plant has managed to drop into this crack and start growing. Jeez, knocking these down is gonna be terrible. I really need a bucket truck, because this is inactive, that's inactive, that's inactive. No, maybe this one's active. The furnace room is here. That one may be active. That's definitely inactive. That rear one is not active, really. That one is the hood, the kitchen hood goes into that. That's it. That used to be the incinerator. Maybe that's why it got so hot. This one is inactive. This one is inactive. Oh, well, there's a boiler under here that they changed to electric. If I wanted to rerun that boiler, it would be active again. And someone thought it was a good idea to bolt through terracotta. And that is why this is cracked off most likely. Someone drilled a hole, weak spot, boom, cracked. Oh no. Another tumor. Oh, it's a crispy tumor. Oh, that's a crispy one. That's a crispy tumor. I guess I have to think to myself, if I want to cut these tumors out, I guess I could and just silicone over it, because the silicone's going to bond to itself. It's just going to take a lot more silicone. Or leave it. I think leaving it is probably a bad idea. So I'll probably cut this section out, even though it's not leaking, but it's bubbling. Cut this section out and then flatten it. Because you want it to pitch outward. You want it to pitch outward. I don't know, if you flatten it, this is going to cause a low spot. I mean, definitely there's some tumors. Looks like someone dumped some rocks here too, because this is all not bonded down. All right, so we have that to repair. Okay. This, I mean, does need love. Try not to fall off the roof here. Ooh, yeah, that's not great either. Oof. Okay, this needs love. That needs to be repaired. I don't know about all these vents. Maybe I should put caps on them. Got to chisel out all of the asphalt and all the scuppers. All this roofing rock needs to come up technically. But I'm honestly not really sure. Like, I was going to top coat this with silicone, which is a decent solution. It's just that yeah. It's just that with all the dimples from what the rocks have caused, it will cause a lot more. And I don't know if this is even in use anymore, but this top flashing looks like poop. It's held in by a nail, and you know, there's some asphalt tile that is completely missing. It's the rest of the rocks that are supposed to go on it. And then there's just like, I guess what looks like repairs everywhere. That, you know, there's holes in this. I mean, once again, it's not leaking, but also at the same time, holy crap, holy crap. And then I'm gonna repaint the top of this. Oh, thank God, that's just bird poop. Thought there's a hole. So I bought 2 pallets of roofing material. I don't know if it's gonna cover this and this. Matter of fact, this actually looks smaller. This roof looks smaller than the other roof, which I guess is good. This is the main roof. That one might have a minor leak. I'm not really quite sure. But that one really should have another drain put in or a scupper put in, because there's only one drain all the way on the other corner, which by today's standards is not up to code. So it would be ideal to put a scupper in or a downspout, but also at the same time, where's it gonna go? Back here or over there? I mean, ideally you wouldn't want it to be here because you don't want to overwhelm that drain. I don't know if you can see that drain down there. Overwhelm that drain down there. Front's going to be terrible too, because either you have it go in the grass, which I think this is going to be way too much water. It's going to just be soggy all the time, but that is downhill. The natural grade of the land goes that way. So you would want it to go that way, because if you push it that way, it still has to go but that way. So it's better not to fight it and just go that way. But then you have 2 downspouts on the front of the house that look pretty ugly. Or you have a extremely, extremely soggy yard. Or you drill a hole underneath all the way to the street where the street drain is, and you do a curb punch out, and you run the piping underground, which is probably the best solution, but also the most expensive. And I need to cut down this tree, which even standing on this roof is massively tall. So that's gonna really suck. I might have to hire someone to do that, because just looking at it right now is giving me a headache. I need a bucket truck, at least that can go. I mean, this building I think is 45, maybe 50 feet tall. Actually, that sounds high. No, maybe 30 to 40 feet tall. I can see that. So this tree has to be at least 50 or 60 feet tall. So I need a bucket truck to raise me up to get that point. I mean, someone clearly came here and cut, you know, those top branches. So I mean, someone has been here. Luckily, there's not too much that I care about down there if it falls, just as long as it doesn't tip. And that whole side is rotting away. That's why I've been clawing at it. All right, so I guess, yeah, so not great. Yeah, there's a lot of humps here. Yeah, so I guess I'll get to work. I'm gonna try to go pick up some stuff from the home store to fix that, which I think, to be honest, should just be completely redone. It really looks like, yeah, it really looks like they've really gone ham on trying to repair this thing, that to the point like, I mean, that's loose. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, that's loose. I might just cut this entire thing out. I mean, I think that's the reasonable thing to do. Yeah. I don't know. If anyone in roofing knows what causes this bubbling, and you know, look, not only is it bubbling, I just hit it and it's crispy. Oh, there you go. Yep. There you go. So it's crispy. Yeah. So, all right. All right, so I'm gonna go down and try not to fall off the roof. Stay tuned, because I think tomorrow I'm gonna come up here and try to fix this this chimney here. In the distance, I'm not sure if you can see, there's a branch right there that's very, very dead that also needs to get cut down, and that is massively tall. And I think that tree there might look like it's dead too. Jeez. It's not going to be a great time. I'm not sure if this tree's dead, because I think it just lost all its leaves down here. That's it. But it would be nice to trim this back, but also I would definitely need a bucket truck. This is way too big, way too tall. So maybe 60 feet in the air. I mean, it keeps on going. It's not a small tree, and there's a lot of branches. So yeah, I think I definitely need a bucket truck. Well, don't really want to go up there again, but I think it might be better to build like some sort of temporary staircase to allow me to access that easier up and down, especially if I'm bringing roofing material up. That's something I'll consider.
Well, this has been a trip. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys are having a good week, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.